Hey everyone, how are you? It's Michaela Valletta, also known as the Body Scientist. And in case you're unfamiliar with me, I have a background in exercise and sports science and nutrition science. I'm a strength and conditioning specialist, certified by the National Strength and Conditioning Association, the NSCA. I'm also a sports nutritionist. And my main passion is training female athletes, even though my clients are mostly regular people, okay? But I still believe that everybody should train like an athlete, physically and mentally. And so I don't talk about sports a lot, but I just wanted to do a video talking about the mindset of a high-level athlete. I want to talk about Sha'carri Richardson and why she annoys me. I want to talk about Naomi Osaka, this younger generation. So really, you know, in the umbrella of sports science, there's different concentrations. And sports psychology, a lot of people think has to do with like dealing with depressed athletes, but that's not what sports psychology is about. Sports psychology is about the mental training of the athlete, okay? The mental training to help them keep their head in the game. So if there's certain things that cause them anxiety, they can work on that. If they've been injured and they need to come back, they do mental training to work on that. And so, you know, I've been wanting to talk about Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka. I've just been busy. And excuse me for sitting here in my swimsuit. I just came from outside by the beach or the lake in Chicago, getting my afternoon sun. I'm hot as hell, so I'm just doing a video like this, okay? Now, the thing is with Sha'carri Richardson, I find her to be incredibly annoying because, you know, one of the things that we learn, you know, as a high-level performer is to focus on yourself. Now, we know that boxers talk shit. That's a part of boxing. That's a part of the culture of the sport. We know that in hockey, they get into physical fights. But if you were to see figure skaters start fighting each other and punching each other in the face, it would be abnormal because it's not a part of the sport, right? But other than that, like, I feel like most athletes, it's unsportsmanlike to be doing that. Unless you really can back it up like a Muhammad Ali. But Muhammad Ali, again, was a boxer, and that's a part of the culture of boxing, right? Now, just because you ran the fastest time or whatever time at one point, okay, it doesn't mean that you can do it again, okay? When the external circumstances change, sometimes people can't perform at that level. That's why you see people who are college stars or high school stars, and then they can't perform in the professional level. They put them in a professional team and they can't perform. Okay, so the external circumstances can affect that. So Sha'carri Richardson, I feel like she talks too much. I can't remember, unless I'm missing something, I can't remember any female track athletes talking as much shit as she does, right? And you're talking so much shit, and then you end up being last, not fourth, not fifth, not third, not sixth, last. Okay, that says a lot. You're spending way too much time talking, blah, blah, blah. Spend more time being quiet and training. If you ran the fastest time a few months ago, okay, that was a few months ago. That doesn't always mean that you can replicate that, okay? It doesn't always mean that you can replicate that. So I find her personality annoying. And when I see, and I'm American, you know, but it's like, so what? I still think she's dead wrong. And if Jamaicans want to make fun of her and rub it in her face, she brought that on herself because she was talking mad shit. And then how you talk so much shit and come in last? That tells you you're slacking, okay? Now, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard too that weed can be used to mask certain performance-enhancing drugs. I'm not sure if that's true. If anybody knows more about that, please let me know. I've been trying to fact-check that, but it has been difficult. But I heard that from a few people. Track and field is really tainted with drugs. And so that very well could be the case as well, right? Just the whole thing of what performance-enhancing drug is, it's a slippery slope. Because even with Simone Biles, it was like, you know, people weren't talking about the fact that she was taking Ritalin, okay? And she's been taking Ritalin for years. Now, apparently, Ritalin really helps you focus. So the question can be asked, and apparently Ritalin was illegal in Japan, okay? So independent of what the Olympics allows, it was illegal in Japan, right? So you can't take it at all. So now she had the twisties, and she doesn't know where she's going to land, and she, you know, removed herself from the competition. And people have their different opinions on how they see it. But the thing is, as a high-level athlete, if you are a high-level athlete, the mental is a huge part of it, okay? Sometimes I hear people say, oh, golf is mostly mental. Every sport is mental, and especially when you're performing on the highest levels. Can you maintain the mind to get through it? Some people crack under pressure. So with Simone Biles, it's like somebody could look at it like, okay, well, she had a mental injury. If somebody had a physical injury, they would accept it. But when it's mental, they don't accept it. That is very valid, okay? I also give Simone Biles a little bit of empathy because I know that she was a part of that sexual molestation situation with the coach. And that could be affecting her for all we know. You know what I'm saying? But knowing that she was taking Ritalin all this time and that she wasn't able to, that could be a great contributor as to why she couldn't focus. So then the question is Ritalin a performance-enhancing drug? Because defining what's a performance-enhancing drug is a slippery slope. Because going to sleep helps to enhance your performance. Hydration helps to enhance your performance. Eating properly helps to enhance you. All those things help to enhance your performance. So it's a thin line with how they decide when something becomes a performance-enhancing drug, right? Now, if Simone Biles really can't perform without the Ritalin, somebody could say, well, would she be that good without the Ritalin? Is it a performance-enhancing drug? I don't know. You know, I don't know enough about her medical history and stuff to say, but I'm just saying that's the question that needs to be asked. Because in the years that I've been alive, I don't remember any gymnast pulling out the way she did. Okay? Then we look at Naomi Osaka, right? Now, I have empathy for her, but again, if you're going to be a high-level athlete, you have to be able to deal with the press and deal with this, because, I mean, you're not the only one. Every athlete has dealt with that, and they're not all cracking under that pressure. So if you're cracking that easily under that, perhaps you don't have what it takes to be a high-level athlete. You would never see Serena do that, pull out of competitions because of the press. So I'm not saying people can't feel sorry for her or have empathy, but I'm just saying a high-level athlete, what makes a high-level athlete is not just their genetics. It's the training, it's the mental capacity to keep their head in the game and perform under any circumstance. It's one thing to be able to perform in practice, but can you do it when it matters? You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of sports performance. And it makes me wonder about this younger generation because, I mean, I really think that the younger generation, so what is this, 2021? So the people that were born in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s, they're not built the same. I do think that they, you know, even when you hear so many young people committing suicide because somebody made fun of them, like back in the day, nobody was killing themselves because they got made fun of. Everybody got made fun of, you know. These days, these kids, they don't seem like they can take that much, you know. And so between Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, you know, I've never seen those examples before of people like, oh my God, it's too much for me mentally, I have to remove myself. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of them or anything like that. I'm just saying, if you want to be a high-level athlete, the mental side, being able to overcome that and not quitting so easily is a part of it. And so these are just things that I'm like, So, you know, so a lot of people have to understand, like, being a high-level athlete is nature and nurture. Yes, they're genetically gifted, but it also has to do with how hard they trained. And it also has to do with how bad they want it and how bad they can maintain mentally. And that's the reason why I think that sports, even on a little league level, is really, really, really important for just building mental toughness in a person to keep on going, to keep on fighting, to not give up just because you're down, you know? It's hard being an athlete. Even a gymnast, like, they're being judged in every little perfect thing, so they trip a little bit. They fall off the balance beam. They have to get back up and get perfect again. Okay, it's not even like when you fall in basketball, you can get up all sloppy. Nah. When you're a gymnast and you trip, you got to get up quick, perfect, get back on that routine, and not allow, and you can't let your mind be like, oh shit, I messed up. Because that's going to make you mess up some more. You have to snap out of that and get back on perfect. That's part of what makes a high-level athlete. Okay, and this is one of the things that I love to study is what makes somebody a high-level athlete, perform at their highest level, athlete or not. You know, and one of those things I've always felt is I've never been a shit talker. I noticed in high school, when I was in high school, you know, and I played basketball, the other teams we played against, they would talk so much shit. When we come to the game, they talking. My team didn't say anything. My team would come and blow them out by 20, 30 points all the time. The team that was talking shit get blown out. And I noticed when I was in high school that that's not a good idea. There's very few athletes that could do that. Okay? And it's just not really the nature of most sports anyway. So I feel like Sha'carri Richardson is incredibly annoying. Okay? She made herself look dumb because she kept talking. Now you came in last. Okay? People have been sweating her like she's the only track athlete on the planet. Even with the U.S., there are tons of Americans that won medals in the last Olympics. They get no attention. But yet all this attention is being given to Sha'carri. Somebody who's been proven to be a loser right now. Okay? So be quiet. Focus on yourself. Focus on your training. Show and prove and stop talking. That's what I feel about her. I don't feel bad that the Jamaicans rubbed it in her face. She brought it on herself. That wouldn't be happening if she wasn't talking shit. Okay? Like, she so annoys me. Even looking at her post-race talk when she was, oh, I support all women. I support all women. I don't care what the flag is. It's like, now you're trying to act like you okay when you know you look dumb. I'm sorry. She just annoys me. But I just feel like this younger generation, they're not built the same. They don't have the same mental toughness. And I think a lot of that has to do with the foods they were eating. But that's a whole other conversation. But I'm going to end that here. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a moment. I think I said what I need to say. And I'm going to leave it alone. Okay? I'm going to go lay in front of the fan because I'm hot. Feel free to share your 2 cents. Let me know if you know anything about using weed to mask performance-enhancing drugs. I want to see how Sha'carri continues to perform because a lot of people are so sure that she's going to make a comeback. I'm not. Maybe she will, but maybe she won't. In track and field, a fraction of a second is the difference between first and last place. And when you're competing on a world-class level, everybody's fast. You're not the only one. Everybody's fast. Anybody can run faster tomorrow. And the thing about sports, it's unpredictable. Even when you have teams, basketball teams, are all the stars, that don't mean that they're going to win the championships. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Somebody wrote, they could have cut her, hold on a minute, let me see. They could have cut her a break on the marijuana because they allowed someone in the Olympics that was white to stay in the team. No, the people that were white were using CBD, okay? There was no THC. They could not have cut her a break. Now, I'm a pro-marijuana person. I don't think it should be banned, but the rules are the rules. The rules are the rules. They can't cut you a break. They don't do that for anybody. So people are acting like, oh, it's against black athletes. No. The rules are the rules. And the Olympic Committee doesn't break those rules for anyone. The white people, the white athletes that use cannabis were using CBD. They didn't have THC. THC is illegal. CBD is not. Now, for me, if I'm stressed out, I want some THC. But apparently, CBD also helps with that, you know? So maybe she should have tried that, but the rules are still the rules. So, no, I don't agree with that. The Olympic Committee is not in the business of changing their rules. Anybody who knows that should know that. And again, it's a good question. I don't put performance-enhancing drugs past anybody, especially not track athletes, okay? So let's just see how she continues to perform. But I'm done saying what I wanted to say. If you like the video, like it, leave your comments or whatever. I'm on my IG. I'm going to post this on my YouTube, The Body Scientist 81. And have a good day. Bye, people.